My brother was conditioned to be my mother's protector. He's 5.5 years older than I am. He's from her first marriage. I'm from the second. There were 5 marriages in total. And my brother was victimized by her, as well as put in the position, which is still victimizing and abusive, of being her protector, of lying for her, of covering up her misdeeds, for lack of a better word. When my stepfather, the only father that I ever knew, lay dying, my brother was yelling at my mother. They were fighting because my brother wanted to call the paramedics and my mother didn't want him to. My mother wanted to make sure that my father was dead prior to the paramedics arriving. It took over 30 minutes for that 911 call to be placed. And in that time, my mother also called my grandfather, who helped her cover everything up. And do you know what my 16-year-old brother did? And this is not his fault. This was his position that he was groomed for. And it wasn't the first time he lied to law enforcement because of her. He lied to the police and said that he was the only one in the house, along with my mother. So I was never interviewed. I was 12 years old. If I had, my mother would be in prison. There would have been a more extensive autopsy done. My stepfather would not have been cremated 3 days later. I would imagine that somewhere in my brother, he carries guilt for these types of things, for covering up her crimes. And so maybe if he stands with me now, he has to come clean on all that. I don't know. I'm not in his head. I do know that one of us sought healing and separation and doing better, and one of us didn't. One of us needed our mother, while the other one needed her big brother. He chose to stand with her. As a child, as a 16-year-old, I completely understand how gaslit he was and how attached to her he was. I mean, I went back in after a 17-year no contact and would have done anything for her to be my mother. So I get it. But it's 61 and he knows. He knows what he did. He knows the truth. He could help get justice, but he won't do it. He won't do it.